XRP's price action is a bit of a roller coaster of a ride at the moment. We see some days where everything's looking really positive, and then other days things are just looking like they need to break to the downside. In this video, we're going to be covering the most recent price action on XRP, where I think things are heading now, based on the next or on the last 24 hours, and where I think things are heading in the next 24 hours. As we kind of get into this video, if you find it useful and informative, smash that like button. I really do appreciate that. If you are new to the channel, why not go ahead and subscribe, tap the bell, select all the notifications, and in doing so you will not miss another video update. Let's jump right down into this one, right? Keep it nice and brief and to the point. So XRP paired up with USDT. We're using the Bitget spot exchange on the 1 hour time frame, and we also have smart money concepts in play here as well. So as we can kind of see, following on from yesterday, we are looking for a move to the downside, and this is still technically true. We are looking for a move to the downside here. Okay, this is targeting out this slightly lower range at 46.891 to 47.555. Okay, there is a fair value gap also down here a little bit lower at 47.331 and 48.142. Okay, so we know that there's some interesting kind of points in these lower ranges, right? We can also see that we are overbought on the daily, overbought on the 8 hour, and correcting down on the 1 hour. On the 4 hour, we've got plenty of growth in it. So this is why we kind of find ourselves bouncing around a little bit. But things are not necessarily looking overly great at the moment. We can find ourselves coming up here into higher lows, but we are not yet kind of realizing that we are in higher highs or anything like that. What we find ourselves with here is a potential wedge shape pattern. Okay, and this is potentially going to break on down into our target range, at least on this 1 hour time frame. As you can kind of see here, we're just coiling up a little bit. Chances are that we're going to find brief support on equilibrium 50 EMA right down here. But from there we are likely to see a bit more of a move upwards once that is done, and then a breakdown. So my expectations are that we're going to coil right up into here. Let me show you, right? So we've kind of moved down, we've moved up, we've moved down, we've moved up, we're going to move down, we're going to move up, we're going to move down. We might even coil right up here and really get this tight before we break on down. But essentially I think we're heading into our C wave target range at the bottom. Okay, so it's going to be quite messy. I think it's not going to be the neatest thing in the world. However, once we get down into this low range and we finish the C wave structure here, I do think that XRP is going to be in a really good spot, and then we're going to be able to move on up from here. But for us to move up, we kind of need to finish off this structured move to the downside. We need to see the daily and the 8 hour stochastic RSIs pull right the way down into a more favorable position to see momentum shifting from selling pressure to buying pressure, right? So at the moment, it doesn't look like we have much more than a bearish structure on the 1 hour time frame, right? We are in fact in a bearish structure with a strong high position unlikely to get broken, and we have ourselves a weaker low position that is likely to get broken. Okay, so we have to kind of consider that market structure is in a bearish state of play on the smaller time frames of the 1 hour time frame, right? And the same thing can be said on some of the other time frames as well. So we want to be a little bit cautious by going long. I think if we're going to go long on the market, my personal place or personal opinion, or still kind of where, would be down in that low range between 46.891 and 47.555. Okay, what I would like to do here would be to go long on XRP's market using the B wave as a potential stop loss. So for example, if I were to go long, I would be looking at maybe coming along probably around, I'm going to say about here, coming in at about 47.145, putting the stop loss nice and tight just below the B wave move, and then going along up higher than I C wave high here, getting a nice 3.64 approximately risk reward ratio, right? That's the kind of thing I would be thinking. I think it's too soon to be going long on XRP. To go short on XRP possibly could, but whilst we're consolidating in here, it's going to be very choppy and kind of give you a lot of flags, to red flags and caution flags, and just basically make you feel a little bit nervous about the trade. I think it's not a good place to be shorting or going long on XRP's market at the moment. I think I'd much rather let this one play out and then short the market maybe when we've coiled up a little bit more, maybe kind of coming in at some of these kind of places here. So probably short the market around for 48.819, tight stop loss above that swing high, and then again target out just down below that fair value gap. Again, giving you a nice 3.5 risk reward ratio. So there's ways to kind of trade it, but I just don't think now is the right timing for it. I think this is one that we kind of wait to see how these next few candles kind of go, coil up, get a bit of a better entry for a short position if we wanted to, and all that kind of stuff. Okay, so that's kind of where XRP sits on the 1 hour time frame. If we jump over into BitGet here on the XRP USDT pair, you can kind of see the fair value gap in question is down here. It's marked up in yellow, but there's also a fair value gap up here in the purple box. Okay, these are created from the imbalances in the order books. These order book imbalances are essentially created from large orders, right? So take this purple box at the top here. A large number of sell orders were entered in here up at the higher end of 56.181, and they were unable to get filled out until price moved down to where the buyers were at 53.843. That means that this gap was created. This gap represents an area in price where there was no liquidity, and so when we start reviewing them, we can start to think and expect price to move back and put liquidity where liquidity was not. So we have one of those down on the low side of 47.331 to 48.142, and we obviously have the higher ones as well. So we just expect price to kind of move and bounce around a little bit. Okay, now as I kind of zoom out of this, you can kind of see my blue structured waves, and you can kind of see how that's kind of plotting out there. And again, that's something that we're going to be expecting on the large time frames as well. Now guys, if you haven't already signed up to BitGet, what are you waiting for? It's another exchange to sign up to, yes, but it's always good to have another backup plan if you have if something were to happen to your current exchanges, right? And personally, I think BitGet's a fantastic platform. I use it for all of my leverage trading, and I use it for 90 to 95% of my spot trading. You can of course spot trade XRP on here, so you can buy it and withdraw it from the platform. So why not check it out? The affiliate link is in the description below. If you do use that link, you can get up to $8,000 of rewards for signing up to the platform, depending on how much you deposit and trade with BitGet. And of course, if you do use that link as well, you can take advantage of some of the other things that we offer down in our Discord server, such as our trading competition that Chris and myself host. Again, not affiliated with YouTube or with BitGet or anything like that, but something that we do offer for our affiliates, well, for anyone who uses our affiliate link in the description below. So why not check out BitGet, guys? It's got some fantastic things to offer. As I said, the affiliate link is in the description below. Let's jump back down into the charts. This time we're going to take a look at that daily time frame, right? So this is something that's going to take weeks to play out, but you can kind of see that our expectations are to move up more towards 61.78 and 66.65 on the larger time frame, right? So on this daily time frame, in order for us to kind of move up there, we have to kind of move on down first, right? And I was talking about this on the hourly time frame. You can kind of see that we're overbought. We are looking for a move to the upside, but before we can have that move up, we have to move down. So the next thing that we should be expecting realistically is that we have to see price move down before we can move on up. But the targets are still valid, right? And the only way that these get invalidated is to kind of essentially break down lower than we were in our Z-wave structure low, which does come in down here at the low of 41 cents. So unless we break down lower than 41 cents, we should be thinking about moves up higher and trying to break out of this range. Now, it is still technically possible that maybe we're in some kind of triangle based pattern on our B-wave structure. I don't think this is the case because a WXYXZ wouldn't really be valid within our triangle. Normally we just expect 3-wave patterns throughout. But you know, something to kind of keep in mind that maybe we're in a really big triangle and that's why we can't quite see it just yet. But that's something to kind of think about in the back of our heads, but not something that we need to focus on right now. Essentially, we are of course still looking at pushing up more towards that $1 level, 79 to 93 cents. Again, not quite there yet, and obviously something that will take months to play on out. Essentially though, we can see a path forward here for XRP, and I think that's a pretty nice thing to see as well. Let me know what your thoughts are on the price action of XRP in the comments down below. If you found this useful, smash the like button. If you're new, subscribe, and if you haven't yet joined us in Discord, what are you waiting for? Check it out. Link is in the description below. Until the next one though, guys, have a fantastic day.
We are not financial advisors. None of what we have communicated verbally or in writing here should be considered as financial advice. It is not. Do your own research before investing in any digital asset or affiliate offers, and understand that investing in any crypto is risky. If you do, you need to be prepared to lose your entire investment. This video is for information and entertainment purposes only. All our videos are strictly personal opinions. Please make sure you do your own research and never take our opinions for financial guidance. There are multiple strategies, and not all strategies fit all people. Our videos are not financial advice.